It is June. Happy June, everyone. And I'm hoping everybody have a great summer or starting to the summer. So, one of the things that I want to do this summer is I would love to actually start reading the Robert Greene books. I had done a post before asking what order should I read them in. But one thing I noticed is I know everybody just kind of read them in different orders or whatever. And I did start reading the 48 Laws of Power and I stopped midway. So I've never fully read through all of them. Just being fully transparent. Yeah, my reading goals had started sucking and it just all went down real bad, real bad. So, being that I still have them all, I do want to read through them. My goal is to fully try to read through all of them by the time his new book is released. And I know I need to get the 50th Law, I think it's called, something like that. But I do have all of them and I do want to read through them. And I think I am going to start with the Laws of Human Nature and get my momentum in that because that's the one that I really feel drawn to as I'm on a healing journey right now. I'm really drawn to like knowing that. As well as, 48 Laws of Power, but I know I did kind of start that one and put it down. I might try to read both of them together as I get going in this one. But my goal is to get through them before the new book is released. I think it's going to be in October. But one thing I am wanting to do as well, I am wanting to actually take notes on these books. Like I want to deep dive into these Robert Greene books because these are well-loved books. Like there are people that swear by them, that love them, and I personally, I watch his content, I watch what he posts and everything. If you wonder what I'm looking at, my bearded dragon is running around right now and she just ran past me. But I know I really want to read it and absorb it and take it in. That's why I say I hope to be done with all of these by October. We're going to pray on that. But I'm definitely wanting to take my time and digest what he has to say and respond and take it in and just dedicate like a whole notebook and journal to just the Robert Greene books and my takeaways, my thoughts, all of that. And another reason I'm doing this is also because I miss the art of like reading and kind of like getting back into reading for one. And then on top of that, it's like I miss learning. Now I know everybody's been doing like these self-curriculums and all that stuff, which is good and everything. And I highly admire them, but I do miss the art of like self-learning and learning yourself because I think society has gotten boggled down with how the school does. And I know I did for some time. Like literally what has prolonged me on my language learning journey is because I legitimately have been like, kind of like not knowing how to fully self-learn anymore because of when I was in college, I had deviated away from learning on my own. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if anybody understands that. I can go into detail later. But it's like now everybody's wanting, like with schools when I proctored for TCAP, it's like they're just so, it's like such a way that they feel that you should learn. There's a certain way you should do this. There's a certain way to do this math problem. It's just, to me, it's just very draining. So I have missed the art of like just self-learning, just diving into reading a book and taking in and spewing out, like I miss writing, like writing a response to it in a raw way. I know you do that in school as well and stuff, but if you pay attention when it comes to writing, a lot of times they want to tell you what way to write. Oh, it's too detailed, it's too this, it's too that. I'm talking about the raw way of writing. Not saying you don't have to be politically correct or anything, but just like doing it for yourself, not because I have to do this for a grade, not because this is how they told me how to write. I have to write according to the MLA and all this other stuff and literature and English. No, it's time for some freedom right now. It really is. And I wasn't going that's I initially just wanted to talk about my goals of reading this and if anybody want to do it with me, but at the same time it does go into this, and it's just might as well go into that rabbit hole if it appears. I do think that I'm at a point where I'm wanting more relaxed, because I was watching how intense and how it were for the kids while they were doing their TCAP and how nervous they were. It's like, let's relax, just relax. And I think I understand it. I've gone through it. I college 4 years. Got 2 degrees. I get it, but I'm at a point where now, like, I'm wanting less overwhelm. I'm wanting more relaxed with discipline. You can be disciplined and still have a sense of something that doesn't give you anxiety. So yeah, that's the reason why I'm giving myself. I ultimately, my goal is to read through each of these. I'm more than likely going to start with the laws of human nature, and then I might, once I get my momentum going, I might add in the 48 laws of power. But yeah, I know I'm going to, I don't know if it's going to be this journal, but I do plan on filling a journal full of just my takeaway, my views, my thoughts, or I may use my fun little moleskines, the ones with the Alice in Wonderland, one of my favorite childhood stories. But just getting and just reading and doing like a takeaway, reading, even if I just read maybe a chapter a day or something, and just write what I consumed, what it was, how I felt, or whatever. That's ultimately what I'm gonna do. And like I said, my goal is to get through all these by October. I might get in momentum and get them knocked out by the end of the summer. We don't know. I'm just getting back into reading. But yeah, that's ultimately what I was wanting to do. See if anybody else has done any deep dives into the Robert Greene books, because if you have, I'd love to know about it, as I plan on going on a rabbit hole myself through his books and enjoying them and seeing what a lot of you guys already love. So if you loved his books and loved his collection, let me know. I would love to hear about it. I'd love to hear about it. And and just share your thoughts without giving it away per se, but yeah, like, just share your thoughts. I know I'll probably be doing posts about what I'm learning, what I'm reading, how I'm responding to it, how it can apply to my life, all that. So yeah, I would say I want to encourage somebody to go. If you've been wanting to read these, do it with me, or if you just want to do that in general with anything that you want to learn it without the stress of feeling like you have to do it a certain way. That's the point of where I'm at right now in this point in time this summer. I'm wanting to reconnect with my reading, reconnect with my languages, reconnect with those things to kind of, in a way that isn't like so structuredly disciplined to where it's like I'm a college student again. No, when I growing up, I was a very like, I loved I loved learning. Like, I used to just look up different things. That's why I used to just know like various things in elementary school, middle school, and all that stuff. So I'm wanting that sense of learning back, and I found myself going through a period of time within these years of where I would try to learn something, or I would try to read something. I try to read it in the way that I did in college, knowing college stressed me all the way out. And then I know I just had that revelation, I think it was back in April, when I was doing the TCAP proctor, and I'm like, man, these kids are so stressed, they're so nervous, they're so worried about I can't fail the reading part because I'm gonna get held back. I was like, why are they going through that this early? So that gave me the notion of, for myself, to kind of take that pressure off of, stop trying to learn stuff the way you did in college. Go back to the place where you loved learning, because that's what ultimately made me just stop reading and stop doing, just kind of fell all the way off along with other life events. But that's what made me fall off from that, was because it was like a thing of, it was just intense, and I just started feeling the stresses of it, and I'm like, ah. So yeah, just don't. Just if you're feeling that same way too, just take the pressure off and just go back to a position of where you loved it. Even if you go through a chapter a day, maybe even a page a day. That's my goal, is to get back to a place of learning, because that's always been me. But without the pressure of feeling like, oh, I gotta do it this way. I gotta, it has to, technically when I write, would this be too detailed? No, just take it all off. It's only me reading it anyway. And if I feel like sharing it with somebody, you see what I'm saying? So yeah, just take the pressure off. And if anybody has read these, whatever, just let me know. But I hope you guys have a great June. And I hope you guys have been having a great start to June. This is June the 2nd, second day of June, and it's summer. So hope you guys enjoy your summer. I will be posting any takeaways that I get that I feel like I want to share. So yeah, if you want to do this, I'd love to know. Have a good one.